This is Test Chamber. We're taking a look at Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion from Sega and developer Sega Studios Australia. I'm your host, Andrew Einer. I got Tim Turry here. And Tim, I got to tell you, we've been talking about, like, man, they should just make new 2D games again, like new DuckTales and new Castle of Illusion. And look, we got them.
We are getting them, yeah. So yeah, Sega swung by the studio, or our office, and showed us off a little bit of this game. This is actually the review build, but they allowed us to take a look at this Enchanted Forest level, which is actually the remade level of the first level of the game. It's like a 1990 Sega Genesis game. This was a platformer that came out. It predated Sonic, so like this Genesis game kind of helped define early platforming before Sega's mascot came along to do so, and it did it well. This game is known for being really hard, but really solid and creative. And this game takes some liberties with that 2D side-scrolling formula.
And then we have another guest here, Jason A. Striker. Did you play this back in the day?
I did indeed. I mean, a lot of people played this because it was so darn good. And this is so darn adorable. This looks great.
And Tim, are they holding true to it being difficult and kind of overly challenging, or does it have kind of the concessions of modern gaming with checkpoints and stuff like that?
Well, so far from what I've played, it's been pretty difficult. But there's...
Oh, look at him!
Yeah, he's got some good animations for sure. One thing before I want to talk about the difficulties, this is the hub world. You collect gems in the worlds to progress through these doors, and more parts of the castle unlock. There was a hub world in the original. Of course, it wasn't 3D. So there are some 3D elements infused with this sort of. They call it more of a reimagining. It's not like a one-to-one remake. You're going to recognize stuff in it, but it's not the exact same game.
Some more throwbacks than anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
The music's all redone by Grant Kirkhope, who loved Disney music, and he worked on like Banjo-Kazooie and
oh, nice.
So I'm just realizing something, and maybe this is a Mickey Mouse trait that's been in all of his animations and stuff, but when he's looking at you straight on, his ears are the way they should be.
Yeah.
But when he goes profile, they get all wonky, so you can see both of them, and it looks really weird when you see the transition.
Yeah, you're right. And they kind of like slide up his head.
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, that's a thing with Disney, right? They want from any angle for you to recognize his profile, right? So
yeah, that's right.
But you're talking a little bit about. Oh, this music's so good. Anyway, this is like the most happy-go-lucky. Listen to it for a second.
You got flowers and apples.
Oh, that was a new thing. I think that's really cool. You saw the tree boss back there? Like, that's the boss I fight later in this level. And we get a glimpse of him, hanging out in the background, so they're trying to make it a little bit more environmental and ambient that way. And yeah, this game's hard. There's not a limited amount of continues like in the original game, so you still have lives and you can earn lives. But otherwise, it feels good. When I played it at E3, I was a little concerned because... All right, maybe see if you can follow me with what I'm going to try to say here. Remember when you played Donkey Kong Country for the first time, and like you're dealing with sort of quasi 3D character models and stuff? Right. And it makes, when it's not a sprite, it doesn't feel as precise. And things maybe feel a little bit floatier at first, and that's something I've felt with some of these kind of 2.5D side-scrollers. And once I played it for a little while, like this controls really well for where it's at.
So there's a little bit of learning curve just getting your bearings then.
Yeah.
The signpost was created by Miserable.
Yeah, this is oh my gosh, which way do I go?
So that's something that wasn't in the original game.
No.
This is a whole new thing. How much of the game would you say, or do you know, is new?
I mean, it's seven levels, 7 different worlds, and there were 7 worlds in the original game. They're all themed the same. The original Genesis game, you went into this area, there were leaves floating around, you did this, it was more segmented, and then, the forest gets haunted and there's ghosts, so they hit all the right notes. I think I'm supposed to go down, actually. But it hits all the notes it's supposed to.
And you're playing it on Xbox 360. Yeah. It's also coming to PSN?
Yeah, it's coming to PSN and PC. Also, there's a narrator, which is new to this version, obviously. And if you recognize his voice, it's actually the voice actor that plays Sully in the Uncharted series. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got a guy with a really solid voice. I always liked his voice. So.
Are there any other Disney cameos or We're just dealing with Mickey the whole time.
You know, it's one of those things where this world is sort of not directly linked to anything in, a movie or anything like that. But, you'll fight, I think in this game, you fight a dragon that looks a lot like what's his name? Puff?
Oh, sure.
Is that Disney? I don't even remember.
Yeah. From way back when, the kind of live action with animation, right?
Yeah. And you'll fight other enemies that sort of are evocative of Disney characters, but it's all original. I think Mizrabel is she from Snow White, or is she original? See, I'm not
the evil queen.
Yeah.
We saw a cutscene at the beginning of the game, and it looked like she's from Snow White.
Yeah, it looks like the same lady. And the idea is,
and you have apples, Snow White.
That's
I
true.
want to stay away from those apples.
Don't eat them.
Don't eat them, Mickey. You actually do throw them, and they hurt people.
That makes sense.
And much to his
Oh,
relief,
interesting.
he was
So
back to his
that's where I'm
own
supposed to go now.
size, too.
You also throw like marbles and stuff in later levels, and like get a candle that throws fire at people. But I think I think if people go into this and are fooled by how kiddie it looks, because it's Mickey Mouse. Oh, I always love that, by the way. This is one of the earliest examples of idling characters and like having animations like this. At least the Genesis version was. But yeah, it's a challenging game. And for example, one thing that I couldn't get my head around when I was a kid was you have to hit the jump button again after you jump to stomp and bound off an enemy's head.
So it's not just Mario, you just don't bounce on them.
Right. And when you hold it down, you get an extra loft to your jump.
Oh, that's weird, because I actually still do that to this day, and I think it's because of this game.
Oh, really? You hold it down? That's funny.
Hold it down, or I bop it again as soon as I hit their head.
And so now we are at that area that we first passed and saw in the background. It came around full circle. So this is a classic scene from the Genesis one. He gets chased down a hill from an apple, and then they've changed perspectives on it so that it's a little bit more...
Crash Bandicoot.
Exactly.
Do you like these segments?
If I don't die. Like running towards the camera, you mean, though?
Yeah.
Not generally. I end up dying a lot.
If they give you enough room to see what's going on, all too often these things, you're just kind of guessing.
Right. All right, let's see.
That doesn't seem too bad.
I've botched this jump before, so let's see how it goes.
Oh.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice work.
Thank you. You can also switch. One of my things I really appreciate is this. The soundtrack's great. You can switch back to the original 16-bit Genesis soundtrack to play while you're going through the entire thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Do they have the original game on here?
Not that I know of. So, I mean, that's not totally unheard of.
My fingers and toes. Let's see if it's on there.
That would be cool.
And when is this coming out?
This is coming out, I believe it's early September.
Okay. So we got an early test chamber look here.
This is one of the things I loved about the original is it shifts from like that happy-go-lucky forest level to this. It starts getting creepy, and the music reflects that. And
Bramble
Patch, Bramble Bran Patch. So now it's suddenly spooky because this part's tricky.
I always like their ghost designs. Those are classic.
Yes.
Just doing, just chilling.
Wasn't that one
in the
cartoon,
Briar Patch?
Mickey and the Ghost Hunters or something like that?
Wasn't that the one that like Ghostbusters is?
Yeah. Kind of based off of.
Yeah. I like these guys.
I had a ViewMaster of that with the slides.
What, with the slides? I had the movie projection camera.
Oh,
that
the
had
wind-up
that
one.
cartoon.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. One of my friends had that.
That was so cool because you go frame by frame and
Those guys juke you
check out
out.
all the animation. It was awesome.
Now people have YouTube. What is his deal?
He doesn't want me to jump on him. He's screwing with me. I do like that. So those guys are spitting at me from here, but later I'll be able to go over there and get my revenge on them.
Oh, nice touch.
Gives a little layering to the world, and then also sort of keeps it kind of condensed.
And then Capcom has DuckTales coming soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure when that's...
What other games do we need remade from the Mickey or the Disney
Quackshot?
the Disney Vault? Oh, Quackshot would be good.
Quackshot needs to be remade. Rescue Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
Aladdin. Lion King. Oh, it's the red one. So the red ones they're no good.
So is the hope that this remake is really successful and then they can make a true sequel?
You know, that's the really sad thing is because I know that as soon as this game's out, this is going to be Sega Studios Australia's last game.
What?
Yeah, and then they're closing down, which is sad. So even if it is a success, you know, it won't be them working on it, but you know, maybe we could see more Sega published, you know, Disney throwbacks. That would be nice.
Yeah, typically when publishers are fishing for a sequel, you know, they'll re-release like an HD remake of a game, gauge sales.
Yeah.
And interest based on that.
You know, it would be cool if this did well, if they did like a Bionic Commando Rearm type thing, and then gave this a true sequel. You know, that just kind of continued the story, and maybe visited other realms. Maybe they could tie it in. Man, how cool would it be if they turned this into like a? This is me just riffing, like a side-scrolling, like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy crossover platformer thing. You know,
I'm down.
That'd be cool. You know, also I was fully on board with the concept of Epic Mickey.
Oh, sure.
Loved everything about what they were selling, and then the gameplay was
right.
Epic Mickey like this would be really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know, they kind of attempted that a little bit with Dream Riff's Power of Illusion, which is it was a side-scrolling kind of it was Epic Mickey, but it was side-scrolling, and it was supposed to be a spiritual successor to Castle of Illusion. Because the founder of Dream Riff really likes this game. He grew up on it. And it just, you know, Power of Illusion, I don't know. I can't remember what Brian gave it, but it didn't get the
I heard
marks.
it wasn't super great.
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's from Snow White. Totally.
Yes.
Mickey with her cruel laugh.
So it is, you know, like there's another connection to Grant Kirkhope and Banjo-Kazooie and stuff, because in Banjo-Kazooie, there's a witch called Gruntilda that steals Banjo's younger sister and wants to suck her beauty into a machine or whatever and use it for her own. So this is kind of a cool part. Got a kind of like a 3D bramble patch that is evil. Okay, that looks good.
Good.
And also I want to point out, I collected a card before, a playing card.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like the super collectibles in this game. If you get one of those, they go towards new costumes for Mickey.
Ooh.
So he can dress up like a magician or something like that.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah.
Now, they don't call him Mickey when he's the Sorcerer's Apprentice, right?
In Fantasia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I always thought was a cool title. Can I change my title, Game Informer, to Sorcerer's Apprentice? That means you could be a sorcerer.
You sure can.
Okay, thank you.
Isn't that a movie with Nick Cage as well?
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, they did do that.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
Yes, you totally can, Tim.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll get those business cards redone.
And Reiner can be Nick Cage.
Done.
Cool.
Well, it's split up. It looks like this is going to be the last area
In
of the
this
forest.
world, then, huh?
Yeah.
The next part of his quest.
To make it through this, you'll have seen a complete look. Oh yeah, Act 3 is the boss areas. So sometimes boss fights are going to be redone in 3D. This one is still side-scrolling. Let's see how I do here. I like this music a lot.
Tim, do you listen to the soundtrack at work?
I have. Also, I want to note, I think that from when Sega did visit, I had them switch on to the 16-bit soundtrack, so that's what we're listening to. It has been redone, so this is the throwback soundtrack, just for everyone listening to know that this isn't like the redone Grant Kirkhope one, because I couldn't resist listening to this.
We have to hit this boss 5 times, not 3?
Yeah, looks like it. Oh man, come on Mickey, you can do it. What does he do here?
It's an angry treant.
One more. Oh god, I felt that every time.
Oh,
Now, did they add more moves to the bosses?
we got Bop.
Yeah, so that was quite different than the original.
Dude, you're rich.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, so I gotta get the power gems to make a rainbow bridge, Valhalla style, to get to the tower that has Mizrabel and Minnie. That's the whole goal.
Okay.
And these are like the power gem bosses, so that's
Cool.
That's pretty much the first
Exploring the
entire
castle halls,
world of the
Mickey
game.
now
And then they added a hub, as we could see here.
Yeah, they fleshed it out in 3D, and there's little hidden areas and stuff. And it seems like, I think Disney fans, and if you didn't play this game back in the day, if you like side-scrolling, you know, platformers with a little bit more of a stiffer challenge, this is going to be up your alley, I think.
Yeah,
I like that
looks-
it's not just a remake. That we've got
Yeah,
a
they
fresh
did a
take
little
on
more
this.
with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you, Tim. You did an amazing job there.
Thank
I'm
you.
very impressed. And thank you, Jason. And thank all of you again for watching. We'll see you next time.